Yeah, it's a lazy Saturday. What the fuck do I care? Here I am smoking a cigarette, looking like garbage, basura, if you will, in my robe. It's freezing outside. It's winter in May. I don't give a shit about today. So you know what? We're having a lazy day fan roundtable. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest. My very special guest. We've got the future. Look at that smiling face on Donovan. We've got friend Erick. Yes, my friend Erick. What's up, baby? We've got Swag. Are you okay, Swag? You're all masked up and everything. Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Just checking. We've got the professor, Rick Del Santo. What's up, Mr. Del Santo?
What's up,
and
guys?
Look who we've got, boys and girls. We've got Mr. Matt the Court, ring announcer extraordinaire, sitting in as a fan with us today. How about that shit?
That's some good stuff, guys. Welcome, everybody. Looking forward to joining the conversation.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for joining us.
Again, F today. Don't even give a crap. So I'm smoking a cigarette looking like garbage. So why don't we just start off with, how's everybody doing? What do you got going on? Mr. Donovan, why don't you start us off? What you got going on today? What'd you do?
I went and picked up my mom's Mother's Day present with my dad. I'm currently sitting here with you guys watching my dad build it in front of me. So,
hey, can you whisper what it is?
It's a electric heater.
Ooh.
But for outdoors. That's for
Nice.
Oh.
Here, Dad. You want to say hi? Say hi.
What's up, Pop?
Wow.
Dad.
I got it.
Hey, friend Erick.
Yes, sir.
It's been a little bit. How you doing, my friend? What's going on? What'd you do today?
Well, I ran some errands this morning, and then I had a nice sit-down interview with Mr. The Future Donovan.
You did not.
I did so.
Oh, notice Donovan didn't mention it. I guess it went bad.
I probably already went in the trash.
Hey, Andrew, it's been a while. It's been a minute, if you will. We tried getting you in last week, and you couldn't quite make it. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good right now. I'm just on my way to see my mother-in-law. So that's why I got the mask and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, going to see the in-laws. I'm sorry to hear that. You gotta wear the mask up. You gotta wear the mask. Oh,
Hey, Brother Bob.
Brother Bob joins in. Look at that shit. Oh my goodness, they're coming in. Here we go. That's okay. The final piece to the puzzle besides our special guest today. Brother Bob, you see who's in here. We've got the future. We've got the professor. We've got Swag. We've got friend Erick. And we've got the ring announcer extraordinaire, sitting in with us as a fan today. Mr. Matt the Court. Check that shit out.
There we go.
Oh, there he is. Oh, wow. The face. Look at the beard coming in. The Abe Lincoln finally coming back. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Hey, since you're the late bloomer, hey, what's going on with Brother Bob? What you up to today? What's going on? How you doing?
Just doing a bunch of gaming today. You know, just having fun, relaxing, taking the day off.
Like adult game, like triple X porn games, or what kind of games are we talking? Oh, okay, so not that. Mr. Del Santo, the professor. We call him the professor. What's up, baby? What you up to today? How you feeling, man? It's been a while.
I'm just laying around recovering from my wife's birthday party last night, and just recovering. So watching movies all day, you know.
Mrs. Prof had a birthday. We did give a big shout out to Mrs. Prof. Were you guys sippy? Because are you hungover today, my friend? You all right?
I was a little wrecked this morning waking up. Yeah, absolutely. So,
I'll be more
there's a lot of drinking last night. I'm continuing today, man.
Hey, happy birthday to Mrs. Prof. We put that out there for the fan roundtable. And I want to say to our very special guest today, even though I've had the pleasure of sitting down with him, he's been making the car wash, if you will, doing the podcast and the interviews. We've got ring announcer extraordinaire Matt DeCourt. Hey, thanks for spending the time with us freak shows today, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, no problem, Don. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to see what kind of trouble we can get into today.
Well, I got to keep an eye on time here. Let me turn off my notifications because I'm an idiot. We did start a tad early, but that's okay. But at 4:15, I like to swing in a surprise guest. I never tell anybody who it is. Could be a wrestler, could be a ring announcer, could be a referee. You never know. We might get a zebra in here. You just never know who's coming. So we have some fun on here. So basically, Mr. DeCourt, we hang out, we shoot the shit, and we talk wrestling, favorite wrestlers. Again, what we did today, what we did yesterday, last week, what we're doing next week. It doesn't matter. We talk movies. We talk promotions. We talk anything you want to talk about. What do you got going on today? What's up with Mr. Matt DeCourt?
Well, not too much. Either today or tomorrow, I'm going to be putting together a little best of highlight reel package of my recent endeavors. So yeah, that'll. I've been trying to do that, but of course now because of this wonderful pandemic that we're in, I finally had the time. And just a quick shout out, if anybody else in here is into superheroes, especially DC Comics, I would highly recommend Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Just watched that last night, blew my socks off.
Okay.
Ooh. Wow. Now, when you say blew your socks off, like literally to the ceiling, your socks blew right off and right to the ceiling. That's how much you got out of that one last night.
Well, let me tell you what. The first 5 minutes were just. So yeah, no.
Okay.
I think there might have been.
Wow. I'm getting this impression. I know everybody's probably familiar with Jeff Dunham and Peanut. I'm getting the Peanut thing. Wow! It's like it's going. Like.
Pretty much. That's a good way of putting it.
Now, I don't know if everybody is aware of, but Mr. DeCourt is a collector of not just one thing. He's a collector of everything. I think he's even a collector of even maybe old cooked bacon. I don't know how, you never know what he's looking for out there. Why don't you kind of talk to us about what are some of your favorite collections you got going on, Mr. DeCourt?
Well, I got a whole bunch of things. Again, I'm speaking of DC Comics superheroes. I got some Batman stuff. On the Marvel side, it's Spider-Man. Of course, being in the wrestling business, I'm a wrestling fan, so I got pretty decent size that too. Even some MMA figures. Bruce Buffer, one of my ring announcing / cage announcing idols. Let's see, comic books, vinyl records. Even cassettes, you name it, I got it. So,
wow. That's pretty cool. You've got a nice little going on over there, brother Bob. Do you collect anything? What do you have a little hobby on the side?
The only things I really used to collect, I have a Kiss lunchbox from 1978 that is autographed by Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley.
Wow.
It used to be. It's worth quite a bit of money.
That's awesome.
Other than that, I'm not really into collecting anymore. Just collecting.
Yeah. Hey, it's probably worth a good penny. Where do you store it exactly? So just for shits and giggles. Oh, come on, man. Mr. Andrew, you're at the. Are you going to the in-laws? Are you at the in-laws? What's going on with today? Are you going over for dinner, if you will? Uh-oh.
Freeze? Okay.
Freeze frame.
Uh-oh. I think the in-laws got Andrew. Woo! Hey, the prof.
Oh, he's back.
Oh. Andrew, are you en route to the in-laws? Are you at the in-laws? Are you going for dinner? What's good with Andrew today?
Oh, yeah, I'm here, but I'm going to talk to y'all in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be crowded with a lot of people.
Oh, no problem. So are you for dinner, or did you go over for dinner? What's going on at the in-laws today?
Just hanging out for Mother's Day, that's all. Then probably leave tomorrow and start the week.
Nice. Did you get your mom-in-law? Did you get her some TOS tickets for maybe an advanced show coming in the future?
Nah, we got some flowers. We got flowers and cards.
Oh, Whatever. You know, I would have got her some TOS tickets. All right. But hey, that's me. Donovan, what did you get, Mom? What's good for? Oh, we already did the mom thing because Dad's building it right now, huh? Hey, I got to talk to you about the Mark Adam Haggerty interview that you did. He did a couple little impressions of me. You guys kind of threw my name around a little bit. You guys were a blast, man. Holy, I told you, did Mark Adam Haggerty, was he not excellent or what, my friend?
He's a very, very funny person. He's got a great personality. He definitely knows how to talk. I will say that.
Didn't he?
Hey, I did notice, and you know, I know we have an age range. In your state, it's legal. You guys were talking to ganja. What the hell's going on with that?
So, out of nowhere, well, at first he was just drinking like a can. I think it was coffee. And then all of a sudden, I was talking to him, and then he just had a vape pen in front of him. So,
Oh, wow.
if he celebrated 420, and he does.
He sure does. Holy cow! Yeah, he's a partaker of the 420. Yes, he is. Now, the prof. You've celebrated the birthday. What else you got going on? How's the mystery crates going on? Getting anything cool in the mystery crates?
Yeah, I got some cool stuff up here. I got a Ray Phoenix autograph in my last one. I had to hang it up.
Whoa.
That I was psyched for that. So, you know, Psychosis and Samoa Joe and in all those. So I got some cool stuff in there. So
now, if anybody in this room, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got a couple more coming in this week as well. So check out the videos when they come in.
No, I've been watching them as they've been popping out, man. Go check out.
Yeah.
How do we go see those videos again for people that haven't checked it out yet?
It's on YouTube, The Real Rick Del Santo, or I actually upload them to Instagram TV as well. So
okay.
Usually about
10-15. Is there a fake Rick Del Santo?
No, I had to use that name because my son got into my email and changed it, and I couldn't get back into it. So
well,
I have no idea what he did.
Well, when your password is WCW versus WWE, it's kind of easy to kind of get in there, you know. Yeah, exactly, Brother Bob. Friend Erick, yourself, and how you been doing? I know you got some merch coming in. What's going on with this whole big package of merch you got coming in?
Well, Logan Black is doing a thing through his Pro Wrestling Tees account that if you buy any shirts off of that account, all of his proceeds are going to, I want to say it's Feed America. I'm not 100% on that, but it's going to do a really good cause. He's getting zero money. It's all going right to them. So, Anissa did a little purchase and bought 5 shirts. I don't know what they look like yet. I've been a good boy and not gone on the site to look at them. I'm going to be surprised along with everybody else.
Now, I've got like 32 windows going on right here. Could you tell us what you got going on in the backdrop over there?
We got Rick Mastone, who this is the first shirt I bought at my very first PvP show 3 years ago. And then we got a King of Chaos Rancid shirt. And then we got Alicia Edwards and Insanely Rude. And we've got to celebrate the putts as well.
Oh my God, I can't breathe. That's amazing. So you just randomly have a putt sign just like hanging out for your little backdrop thingy? Has that always been there and I never seen it?
It's been up and down a couple of times, but I think I have maybe a dozen of them left in my truck for any occasion that may pop up and Alex Cypher may be around. I keep a sign around.
Now it is only 4:09. I did get a message from our surprise guest, so let me see. So you start the call or just the chat. Here, let me answer our surprise guest. Now, Andrew. Now, I've been going back on some footage, and I've been looking at some old TOS stuff. Is there something specific that really catches your memory of a TOS match that you really enjoyed?
I know. I think a few months before the pandemic happened, I think one of my favorite ones was Ichiban and Sammy Diaz. I think that was one of my favorite ones. That was really good. And another tag team one was the Bello Twins against the House of Pain. That was one of my favorite tag team matches they had there too. So I think those two really stick out for me so far.
I will tell you, man, Ichiban, very brand new on the scene. For you guys that don't know who Ichiban is, yeah, number one. You're right, friend Erick. If you guys don't know who Ichiban is, look him up. I shit you not. Ichiban, just the way it's spelled, number one.
All you got to do is watch the Don Kincaid stirring the pot with Ichiban. You'll know everything you need to know. Very in depth.
You know what? Maybe I'll throw that link back out because again, for you boys and girls that don't know, look him up. Ichiban. I don't know because he's changed his page. I don't know if it's Ichiban number one or what the heck it is. I forget what it is exactly, but I'll share his link. I'll share that thing because man, his stirring the pot. Because I'll tell you, I love Ichiban. And the son of a bitch, he don't even talk. He only says two things. Ichiban and number one. Are you kidding me? We love Ichiban. Look at Andrew smile over that. I mean, have you ever heard of Ichiban, Brother Bob?
Oh yeah, I've heard of Ichiban number one. I just got to go with Ichiban number one. That's the only thing I've ever heard.
Now,
I haven't seen him.
He's got this thing with Elijah 6 going on because Elijah 6 just won a 6-way at Lone Survivor 2. And Ichiban... hello? Hello? Did we lose somebody?
Nope.
I think we got everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it was just me. See, I'm telling you, somebody's hacking my shit, dude. It's probably Rough Bill. So anywho, Elijah 6.
How your shins, Don?
Yeah, and Elijah 6 and Ichiban, they got this thing going on because there was a 6-way for number one contender, and we were all pushing for Ichiban to be number one, and it ended up being Elijah 6 was number one. So now he's a number one contender, which I am so thank you, friend Erick. I am so not down with. Matt DeCourt, you've seen that kind of unfold right before your very own eyes. You were right in the very ring when that whole event was going down. Can you talk to us about that whole 6-way thing with Ichiban, Elijah 6, and everybody that was part of it?
Well, let me tell you what, real quick, a little fun fact about me and Ichiban. I actually got to announce Ichiban to the ring for his first ever match at one of the training days. So that's a pretty cool distinction that I think I have. But going back to that 6-way match, first of all, Lone Survivor 2, fantastic event top to bottom. I was very happy to be a part of it. Tons of great talent, both local and abroad, that were on that card. And, you know, again, even as a fan, it was great to watch, you know, when I wasn't doing the introductions. But that said, that 6-person match, there was a ton of talent in there. I believe some other names in there were Nico Silva was in there. I'm trying to remember who else. Obviously, Ichiban and Elijah. I believe they were the last two, Don. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
And I have a shitty memory too, so don't worry about forgetting people. I'm gonna go see if I can get our guest in. You talk about the Ichiban match, if you could, please, sir. I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But it was an elimination match, so not only do you start out with 6 people, you have to survive 5 others. And you know, Ichiban, even though he's new to the scene, I had heard some rumblings about him before he made his debut, and he's starting to live up to that potential. He's got all the talent in the world. He can do high flying, technical wrestling. He's very well rounded. And just the fact that he was able to hang in there with, 5 other guys, test of strength regulars, very good wrestlers in their own right, just shows that the sky's the limit for Ichiban. And, it wasn't his night that night. Elijah 6, love him or hate him, he's got a ton of talent as well. So I think, Ichiban, the firm, Elijah 6, you're going to see a lot of interactions between those guys for years to come.
Nice.
Now, you said Nico Silva was in that match as well?
Yes, I believe he was one of the other competitors in that match.
That kid is full of talent, full of talent.
Yeah.
If he don't go somewhere soon, somebody's sleeping. I'm sorry. He needs to be signed somewhere.
Gents,
Absolutely.
I got to take a quick 5-minute timeout. I'll be right back.
You do that. Oh, wow.
We're dropping people.
Wow, he's taking an intermission. He's taking an intermission.
He's the special guest too.
I did try to add our other guest, if you will, but that really hasn't happened here. Let me see if I can still add him. I don't know why I can't find him or what the hell is going on. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, there we go. Wait, do we got him? I think we might have him. Very possible. What do we got here? I have a black screen. I have, I got somebody. Let me turn back this way. What do we got?
Got an icon.
I got an icon. Let's see. Come on, surprise guest. Nope. We still got an icon. No video. I hear you, but I got no video. Surprise guest. Oh my God!
I'm trying, bro.
Look who it is, boys and girls. It's Jimmy Meaz.
What's going on, guys?
Oh
Now,
my God! I've waited for this for a minute.
Yeah, see, my friend Andrew, swag as we call him on the fan roundtable. I knew you and brother Bob would really get a kick out of this. Jimmy Meaz, welcome to the fan roundtable. We talk wrestling.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Oh yeah, welcome, sir. We talk wrestling, we talk family, we talk life, we talk movies, we talk whatever. We bullshit and we hang out. And I bring in a little surprise guest, and you happen to be our surprise guest. And I thank you for your time, my friend. What are you doing? What's going?
I feel special. I'm actually sitting in my car right now, so I'm supposed to be going somewhere for a while, and that person was supposed to call me an hour ago to let me know where to meet him.
When you say going away for a while, does that mean prison, sir? Was that code for prison?
They know better.
Oh.
You got to find the body to prove anything.
Okay, yeah. Hey, I just gotta ask. Vacation, college. Those are some of the key words that we use when you go to college for a little while.
Yeah.
Hey, we were just talking some TOS like just a little while ago. Andrew was talking some good matches, some fave matches, and then we kind of dove into Lone Survivor 2. Since you're with us, a surprise guest, why don't you maybe reminisce a little bit about Lone Survivor 2 if you could, Mr. Jimmy Meaz? Could you do that for us, the fans?
Dude, Lone Survivor 2 didn't. I mean, it was a great show. It didn't get the recognition it should have because there was some great matches on that show. There really was. Like a lot of the times, like I'll watch some of the matches when I'm on shows, but like I was glued to so much stuff on that show. Like I almost missed a couple of my own spots because I was worried about everybody else's stuff I was watching. But like I love watching Wagner's kids grow up every show. I mean, every show they grow up leaps and bounds, those kids. Mm-hmm. Like I remember when Sammy Diaz started and Elijah Six started and Frosty started and all them, and they have come so far in such a short amount of time. It's incredible. And that's just a nod to how good of Wagner is as a trainer, But I could sit back and watch those kids all day long, and that's exactly what I did that night because they tore it up, and I was so proud of them.
I say the same thing because I use these two words regularly. Hey, Matt DeCourt, look who I got! It's Jimmy Meaz.
Come on, man.
Oh, Jimmy, what's going on, dude?
What's going on, buddy?
We were talking TOS and Lone Survivor. We were kind of continuing the soiree, if you will. And I use Mr. Meaz was talking about watching Wagner students grow and blossom and elevate themselves as wrestlers and such. And I use these two words on this show an awful lot, Mr. Meaz, which I'd rather not. The Firm. But I do use those two words on the show quite often. Now, Mr. Rick Del Santo, you're familiar with the Firm at PAPW lately. How do you like seeing the Firm, what they're bringing into the table, the big heat, if you will?
I love those guys. They're awesome. They're fun to watch.
Well, I wouldn't throw around the word love with the firm. Okay, let's not go that far. But I will say, I will give you. I do have to give them props where it's due, though. They leave their home base of
No, they're good.
TOS. Yeah, and they walk over to PAPW trying to gain some stature, if you will, representing TOS, taking their craft, what they learned, and brought it to a different company. And man, son of a bitch, it's working really exponential, if you will, because kids scream at them. Old ladies, they scream at them, like crying and shaking, so furious. Look at Jimmy Meaz laugh. How you like hearing me say stuff like that, Jimmy?
Because I know how it feels. I had an old lady try to beat me with a walker one day. It was great.
Oh,
So I know how it is.
Ooh, tell us that story. Tell us that story, pretty please.
Well, I was supposed to be the heel on the show, but it didn't end up that way because they threw JJ on the show. So you know how that works. So we were doing a show. Remember, it was when Joey Brickel first started CTWE, but he was running in that bar in Bristol.
Okay. Yep.
And Mike Milano just happened to be sitting front row that show, instigating the shit out of everything. And JJ came out, and they started going at each other. So I was supposed to come out and cut off JJ. And this 90-year-old lady, completely shit-faced, she was annihilated. She gets up and hands me her walker and starts telling me to beat the shit out of JJ with her walker. And she got like the biggest pop of the night. Like this old lady was out of her mind. It was hilarious. She was sitting there doing shots of like Jack and stuff all night. Like she wasn't drinking like Sweet Trick. She was pounding it.
Oh no!
I was like, we need more fans like that at our shows.
Donovan, are you familiar with Jimmy Meaz at all, sir?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
You need to be. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, bro. It's all right. I don't blame you. My own mother's not. My own mother doesn't know who I am anymore, so it's all right.
Now, brother Bob, you're familiar with Mr. Jimmy Meaz, aren't you, my friend?
See, senor. Well, yes. Jimmy and I go back to Battlefront. So, well, my first Battlefront show, he was one of the first guys I ever talked to, and he tells me straight up, pulls no punches. That's why I like him.
Seeing him come out and doing the hardcore stuff did not surprise you one bit, did it?
Hell no. I was glad to see him get away from Dan. I was glad to see him slap the piss out of Dan's mouth. Yeah, I was pretty impressed, especially that last show. And he told me one thing. I can't remember her name. Oh, I can never remember her name. But we were talking after the show, and he got hit with a kendo stick and said, "Boy, I swear that lady has a pair of nuts. She can swing a kendo stick like no man."
Yeah, I remember that too. My back looked like a zebra the next morning.
Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Don. I'm done.
Donovan, if you don't know yourself, Mr. Meaz, he's been around for a little bit. He's not a spring chicken. Not saying anything because I'm not a spring chicken either. But do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor, Mr. Donovan. He does interviews, Mr. Meaz. He does interviews. Maybe you two can kind of connect and do a little soiree, if you will.
Hey, I'm always down for it.
Maybe. I gotta look at my schedule. I have a lot of people.
Wow.
That's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's up with my phone, but it's like not working correctly.
I'm a little price challenged. Like I said, I don't blame him.
Your phone has been kind of in and out, Mr. Donovan, but that's okay. We're pushing through.
I'm trying to like flip my camera around because like when I'm seeing, you guys are seeing what I'm looking at. I don't know if it's working.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Is Pop almost done with the project for Mom yet?
No, I had to switch places with my brother so I could come do this. Devin, brother, to go build it with him.
I got you. Swag, Andrew, my friend. You know you some Jimmy Meaz and the smile you got right when he came on camera. Talk to us about seeing Jimmy Meaz and what he does over at Test of Strength, man.
I think he's one of the coolest people. that I met in a while. So he's real, blunt. I remember meeting him back in 2012 at a CTWE show. And me and my uncle was there. We were supposed to be not like security, but we was like there. And there was a part we had to get me and my uncle's face. And I guess because I'm taller, so he got in my face and he like pushed me, and then he like nut checked my uncle. That was like kind of funny. So ever since then, that's the first time I met him. So yeah, ever since I seen him at TOS and just like I said, he's one of the coolest people I know. Real blunt. Like I said, I would wait for him and you to do a stir in the pot for a while. Cause I really want to know more from him. So that's why I'm glad that he's here with us.
Good one. We had what, Don? 2.5 hours we had.
Yeah, we've got about two.
Good.
It was about 2 hours, 15 minutes of lost footage. The card got corrupted. It was 100 gig worth of footage and interviews that got shit canned a ways back, and we haven't really reconnected to do that. So that's something we have to do. That's a must. Yeah, and once May, quote unquote, winter is over, myself and Mr. Meaz, we don't live that far away from each other, and maybe we can reconnect at the original spot at Grandpa Meaz's. It was a beautiful spot.
Well, I take it you're sitting at your home right now, right?
I'm not telling you where I live, but yes, I am sitting at home.
Well, let's put it this way. You go down the bottom of your hill, and I'm in 2 houses away from the Plymouth Green down the street from your house right now.
Oh, shit. He knows where I live. What the fuck is going on around here?
Shit just got real.
Wow. Wow. Friend Erick, you say that like you know of Jimmy Meaz. Do you know of yourself of some Mr. Jimmy Meaz?
Only through you, my friend. Only through you. But I'm gonna, like I told Donovan, I'm gonna do some homework.
Yeah, you got to, because he's been around a little bit, and he's been in the ring with many a great name, and still up to date, very active in the ring, if you will, part of the scene. And can I ask you something, Mr. Meaz? You've got something kind of. There's a little shaky something going on, because you've been backing Dan the Man for a while. But before you were backing up Mr. Bobby Ocean, that kind of turned a little something. Then you started kind of backing Mr. Dan the Man. Now, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Could you please, is there any way at all, because we all want to know what the fuck is going on, my friend?
I don't even know. Like, my psychiatrist almost killed himself because he don't even know what's going on. Like,
oh,
nah, well, Dan the Man can kiss my ass.
Ooh,
that's a talent.
Nah, I got. You can only take, like, I don't mind so much, but you can only take the woman bashing so much. You know what I mean? It starts to get to you after a while, and that's what kind of turned the tides on that after a while. You know, it started getting to me, and I opened my mouth. He didn't like it, so I slapped him in his face. So whatever. He can kiss my ass.
Wow.
Well, that's that.
Now, Andrew is a big, huge, gigantic, enormous, humongous, I don't know if I said that, Dan the Man fan, and he cheers for him every single time, no matter what he says, what his actions are. And me and Andrew usually have some words at said shows. Now, Andrew, you just heard what Mr. Meaz says. The woman bashing is really starting to get to him, but yet you smile and you cheer for that SOB. What's the matter with you, my friend?
Like I said, I've been following Dan since my first show when I met him when I was like 12 or 13. So
Dan was still 42 years old when you were 12 or 13.
The future. Mr. Donovan, do you know who Dan the Man is by chance?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Have you seen him perform live?
Yes, I have. 3 times, I think.
Oh, 3 times. So you've got a gist for what Dan the Man represents, if you will. Are you a Dan the Man fan? Look at the smile on Andrew. I mean, I swear to goodness.
I'm not a Dan the Man fan at all. Probably never will. He knows how to do his character well, but I don't like him.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, sir. Good character. Yeah.
And waffles are better than pancakes anyway. So.
I kind of agree with that. I like pancakes more than waffles too.
Mr. Matt DeCourt has been smiling away. I love that smile, Mr. DeCourt. You've been hearing us talk. You've been hearing us talk. Jimmy Meaz, TOS, Dan the Man. What are your thoughts on this whole mess? Because Dan the Man really puts it out there that he says very direct things. Not afraid to say them at all. Jimmy Meaz is getting sick of it. You're kind of right in the forefront of being the ring announcer over at TOS. Could you give us that perspective? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What are your thoughts on this whole thing going on?
Yeah, well, Dan DeMan definitely said a lot of controversial things, and there was one instance where Jimmy, tried to tell him, if you keep on messing with this girl being Evie De La Rosa, who is 125 pounds of pure muscle, that's no joke.
Yeah, she.
And Dan didn't want to listen to him, and Dan, I thought, was going to get his comeuppance at Lone Survivor 2. It was looking pretty bleak there for a little while. Andy Bivians comes in out of nowhere. I didn't know what's going on with them. Jimmy, I don't know if you know what's going on with them, but
I don't either.
Yeah, no. So he came out and then saved his ass, and Dan DeMan's still Test of Strength champion. And, he's incredibly talented, also incredibly outspoken, and it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I don't think it wins him that many fans, but we'll see. And now at American Coliseum Wrestling, I saw him with Liz Savage. Maybe she's trying to give him, like little image consulting, change the tone a little bit. Going back to Test of Strength, Jimmy, I think Showtime Marcel Williams is getting on your bad side now too, I think.
He's still got a headache.
Now, Jimmy Meaz, when we get back from all of this whole madness, this COVID, you see what I done? Nah, never mind. Now, when we get back from all of this whole crap, man, you've got some stuff to take care of. You must have some kind of a maybe short list of what you've got on your table, first, second, third. Do you have some names that are jotted down? You can tell us. We won't. Yeah, tell us, please.
I've got probably about 6 or 7 names, and no, I can't tell you. You know better than that.
Tell us two.
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
I was trying to hear some names too.
Because there's one of them that's a lot bigger than me. He'll kick my ass. I ain't doing that. So, and I don't back down from shit, but he scares the hell out of me. So,
then you gotta tell us who that is. Who the hell is it? Okay, let's play a game. You didn't say it. I did. Okay. Is it Chris Cannon?
No, but you're instigating me and Cannon to fight, boy.
Oh. I would never do that. No. Oh, friend Erick, I would never do that. No. Who's bigger than Jimmy Meaz that you would be scared of if it isn't Chris? Wait, does that mean funky time?
Poking the bear.
Oh, poking the bear.
Poking the bear.
Oh, okay.
Don't poke the bear.
Who's bigger than Jimmy Meaz that would kind of scare the shit out of him? Come on, tell us.
No, can't. Because you know why? Then nobody buys a ticket to come see that. I'll lose it. Come on now. I can't run it.
I'm dying right now. Okay. All right.
Plus,
so
if I told you Wagner would come to my house, I can't tell you.
No, that we don't want.
I don't want that.
Friend Erick, I know that TOS is sometimes it's not probably in your driving range, but my friend, you've got to get to TOS, my friend.
Well, if he has a list, so do I.
And it's free.
Ooh. Wow. I heard lists are going around. Friend Erick, we might see him sooner than later, hopefully, when we get back to some normalcy. Now, Brother Bob, you have gone to Battlefront only a couple times, two or three times. You've had some run-ins with some crazy characters over there. Obviously, yep. Jimmy Meaz leaving a memorable impression, if you will. Who else stands out at Battlefront that really sticks out? We've already talked Chris Cannon. Let's not throw his name out too much more. Who else really stands out to you?
But there's one other memory I got to say of Mr. Meaz. I had taken a picture of him at a Battlefront show, and he actually used it for one of his T-shirts, and I was pretty humbled by that. Thank you, Jimmy.
I did. I appreciate you letting me do that.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Let's see. guys that really stick out at Battlefront for me are people like Eli, Youssef. I don't know if, as Youssef called him, the 6,000-pound Samoan. I don't know if that was more like a couple of times off deal.
Yeah.
But I'm still mad at Southern Discomfort for taking your due. I may have to address that personally. I bought Donkey Dew, Jimmy, and Southern Discomfort poured their moonshine right in his Mountain Dew and just ruined the goddamn shit.
If you tried some of their moonshine, you'd understand why. You could run a race car off some of that stuff. That stuff is potent.
Yeah. Mr. Meaz, I'm not a drinker. We know that. I'm kind of a smoker, if you will. Little devil's lettuce never hurt nobody. But I'll tell you one thing. You know when I am a drinker? When I see fucking Southern Discomfort. Every single show they make me drink that shit. And you are so correct. You could put that in a top fuel dragster and that thing would go for like miles and miles. That stuff is insane, dude.
That stuff would cure Corona.
Wow. That stuff is off the charts. I've had me some apple cider moonshine or apple cinnamon moonshine, apple pie, whatever.
Pretty much like rubbing alcohol in a jar. It's man.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I'm surprised it's actually got flavor. But Ryan Frost is another guy. You know, I have a lot of admiration for Ryan, but I just wish his sour with frosty, salty frosty attitude would just kind of go away. Thinks he's smarter than everybody.
He said salty frosty. I love that.
If you ever get any more printed up, let me know. I'll buy one.
Oh, absolutely. No, you don't have to buy one. It's your picture, man. You don't buy one. You get one.
Yeah, you know, it's great. I mean, Jimmy, I like Jimmy. I didn't like his tactics at first, but he kind of. And I see he's got hair now. Last time I saw Jimmy, he had no hair.
Oh, I got a lot of hair now, dude. It's
whoa. Oh wow.
It's there.
Now, Mr. Meaz, now where would you be kind of maybe spreading your wings, if you will? Because I know you've been in the game for a little bit. Erick Hunting left. That's not a good thing. Do you still spread your wings to different promotions as you know you've been? Could you tell us first off how long you've been in the game, if you could?
Last month was 16 years.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Nice.
Wow, my man,
Nice.
my man.
Well, my knees feel like Jello.
You played hockey too, didn't you? You played like semi-pro hockey.
I played hockey for 12 years, and I played baseball for 9. I actually played 1 year of single A ball for baseball for 9 years. So
Wow.
I've put my body through hell and back. So
I'm sure. Hockey's one of those sports that'll do it.
I miss hockey. My knees don't, but I miss hockey.
I miss it too. I don't play anymore. Being 55 years old, can't skate like I used to.
So I get on skates now, and my right knee starts screaming. I'm like, I'm done.
Well, you know, that's kind of where I'm rolling with all of this because you've been in the game for a bit. Hey, friend Erick is back.
Sorry.
Now, that's okay. Now, that's kind of where I'm going, Mr. Meaz. You've been in the game for a bit, and you're still spreading your wings to different companies. Like SCW did a debut show up in Rensselaer, New York, a few months back. You were right there.
When that company gets rolling up there, they're going to be a force in New York.
Yeah, man. That was a lot of fun.
Just that one show was just run so well. Everything was, you know, all their I's dotted and T's crossed. I mean, everything ran so smooth. And Drake had such good talent coming up there. So everything, it's a nice setup. They're going to be a force. I'm telling you, once they start getting rolling again, they're going to have some good shows.
Now we're talking about SCW, Survival Championship Wrestling. They don't have a home per se base. They're going to be moving from place to place here and there, but it was all based, like their first show was in Rensselaer. Their second one was supposed to be in Troy, but didn't happen. And then kind of this whole COVID thing happened, you know, so we're waiting for that to really come up because check this, guys. Now, I don't know if you guys haven't heard of SCW, get on the face page, check them out, because they have a cool concept coming up next. There's a belt. It's called the Collar and Elbow Championship, and it has an old school lineage. Now, when I say old school, I'm talking like the 20s or 30s, my man. The Collar and Elbow Championship was a championship way back when, and then it kind of fell off. These guys are bringing it back in a different kind of vibe, in a modern vibe with a very cool title. And it looked fantastic. And I can't wait to check that whole tournament out, because it's not only for guys, it's for guys and girls. I can't wait.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Now
so much talent in that area. So much good talent up there.
There is. Rick Del Santo, have you found any new promotions as we've been kind of on the down low without being at wrestling right now? Have you bumped into any new promotions at all? Rick the Professor? Rick Del Santo?
Let's go.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, sorry. I think my internet's lagging. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I thought you were smoking the devil's lettuce.
No.
You're done.
You guys disappeared on me for a second.
Mr. Del Santo, we call you the Professor because you know yourself a lot about some wrestling. Have you found any new promotions while we've been kind of on a down low lately?
No, I've just been watching, trying to catch up on the weekly stuff that I don't necessarily get to watch a lot during the week. Trying to keep up on the NWA stuff that I didn't get to watch, and Chaotic, just that stuff.
Chaotic releases an episode of Fusion every single week, and it happens to fall on Thursdays. So if you ever see me on Center Ring and I have my phone propped up against a microphone, that's because I'm doing Center Ring and watching Fusion at the same time. Or not Fusion, what is
Elevated.
Elevated. Yeah, Chaotic Elevated. Sorry,
Brian Fury does such a great job with Chaotic.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun stuff to watch. Watch some stuff out of Texas, the SWE out of Texas. I don't know if you guys heard of them yet. It's kind of like old school, kind of. So it's run by James Beard, who's a ref in World Class. That's like the new thing that I've been watching. So,
oh, no kidding. Repeat that just so we can go find out what it is.
It's the Southwest Wrestling Entertainment. It's run by James Beard, who was a referee in World Class back in the 80s and stuff. So that's the new promotion, SWE Fury TV. They're now on the Fight app, and it's really good. It's like old school style wrestling.
Nice. We'll have to check it out. Thanks for the prof, man. Huh? Look at that shit.
A lot of guys that are in like the current NWA Power TV show are also jump back and forth from there too, like Thunder Rosa, Tim Storm, guys, people like that.
Oh, cool. Donovan, the future. Have you run into any new promotions? You've been doing interviews with a lot of cool people lately. Have you found any new promotions or any new footage to check out?
Well, seeing that I interviewed Mark Adam Haggerty yesterday, earlier on in the week, I started watching MLW, Major League Wrestling,
nice.
Bar Wrestling, California.
Yeah.
I watched that too. Limitless Wrestling. Yeah. A lot of.
Now you've named some amazing companies. Talk to us a little bit about MLW, because we've got the Von Erick children. They're in there. Those guys are killing it. Marshall and Ross. You've got Jacob Fatu. He's the champion. They got that whole Contra thing going on. Talk to us. What have you been finding interesting in MLW?
Well, seeing that Killer Cross just debuted on NXT, so he's not in MLW anymore. I mainly was following him and was watching his matches with the when he tag teamed with the Von Ericks, and there was another guy too, and they faced
I think Davey Boy.
Davey Boy Smith, and then they faced Erick Steven, I think his name is, and I don't know, the Filthy Family. I think that's their tag team. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're called the Filthy Family with Tom Lawler and Erick Stevens and Dominic Guarini and this other guy. I forgot his name, but he's new.
Another Filthy Family?
Yeah. No. They're not the filthy family. It is filthy something. But look at Andrew go, my
I think
man.
Team Filthy. That's what Team Filthy. That's what they're called.
Team Filthy. Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're all over MLW. You watching it regularly?
Yeah, I've been watching MLW for quite some time. So I like it. I like the concept and what things about it. So I like it.
Now, how about seeing Mark Adam Haggerty come in under contract, and we get to see him every single Saturday on Fusion? Holy shit, right?
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I remember me and Mark at TOS before Matt came. And all of a sudden, now I see him on MLW. So I thought that was pretty cool. That he was a local guy, and now he's on MLW on TV. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Now, I want to swoop over to Mr. Hunting. We're talking a few names, and in MLW, we had a homegrown guy, Richard Holliday, out of PAPW, and he went from PAPW, and again, Mark Adam Haggerty, he's kind of was brought up through PAPW a bit, TOS, and kind of around here was his first kind of touchings, if you will, in the industry. You've seen these names that we know getting up into the MLWs and NXT and stuff. Any names that you're seeing that you're digging nowadays?
Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with Richard Holliday. I mean, he's doing pretty decent, right? And then obviously Mark, and then you got Chris Statlander. I mean, she is killing it in AEW.
Oh man, she's one of my favorites.
For the amount of time she doesn't have in the business, she's killing it. And then you got Ashley Vox doing it over in NWA, and Thunder Rosa was mentioned earlier. You gotta love Thunder Rosa. She's just
She's awesome. She's great.
There's so many that you can't wait to see, but look where we're at. Hopefully when things ramp up, people will get where they deserve to be.
There was a lot of careers that were supposed to explode in 2020. It's put a damper. It has. There's so many out there. And now what I'm going to do, since we are a roundtable, I want to go around and ask everybody about, we've got Money in the Bank coming tomorrow. All right? Now, Money in the Bank is the most different concept that's ever happened in our probably wrestling lives right now. Now I'm going to start, and I'm going to go round robin with everybody. Mr. Meaz, you're shaking your head. What's going on? Give us some thoughts.
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I feel bad for the talent on both shows for doing shows with no crowd. Especially pay-per-view. Like WrestleMania was not WrestleMania. I don't care what anybody says. Like the Money in the Bank. How are you supposed to have shows like that with no crowd? Because 90% of the stuff we do is off crowd reaction. You know what I mean? And the only people there that are reacting are the commentators, and they already know how they're going to react before it happens. Like you got to go out there and cut a promo and talk to the fans watching. But how are you supposed to react off? That's tough. That just shows you how pro some of these guys really are, and girls too. Don't get me wrong. But the Money in the Bank is going to be very odd. First of all, it's on a roof of a damn building. So, I could see Shane coming back and doing something stupid. Like, here we go, Dad, and jumping off like the 8th floor. It's going to be something they're really going to have to work at because having, especially in a Money in the Bank, getting your reaction of the people going up the ladders and stuff like that, it's going to be really tough with no crowd there. How are they supposed to react? Where are they going to, what direction are they going to go without having, that influence of the fans behind you? It's going to be tough.
Are you going to be watching?
Oh, I'm going to be watching just because I want to see what the hell's going to happen now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Met, are you good? Am I cutting you off, sir?
Oh, no. I'm just saying, yeah, I'll definitely be watching it. I'm interested to see how they pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Matt DeCourt, the same question. We're going to go round robin. Money in the Bank, very weird concept. He mentioned the roof, but they're going to be starting all the way downstairs. And not only that, they're doing the men and the women at the same effing time. What the hell?
It's gonna be really interesting to see. And going along with Jimmy said, he's right. Not having an audience really does take a lot out of the product. And I miss the audience there. There are moments where you expect that big reaction, something big moves happen, and it's just dead quiet, and it's not the same. But at the same time, I will say I do give all the respect in the world to all of them. WWE, AEW, even Impact, for doing shows without fans. Just because, even though the fans aren't there, us at home, I struggle for stuff to do when I get home from work every day, and they give me something new to look forward to still. And it's even though it's not ideal, it's better than nothing. So that's that. As far as the match itself goes, I'm looking forward to how crazy it is. I got to be completely honest. We were talking. Jimmy mentioned WrestleMania. My two favorite matches of WrestleMania were the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse. And they may not be quote unquote matches per se, but they were entertaining as hell in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm very intrigued and interested and excited to see what they pull off with this quote unquote climbing the corporate ladder thing.
Mm-hmm. So you'll be watching.
I'll be watching for sure.
Okay. We're gonna switch over here to the future Donovan. I've been waiting to talk to my Donovan on this subject. Money in the Bank. What are your thoughts about this whole thing?
To be honest, Money in the Bank is my favorite pay-per-view because I like it. It's a ladder match, and the winner gets a briefcase. I always thought that was cool. But the way that they're doing it, I don't think it's a good idea to go on top of a building and shoot. Like, it's cool that you have a ring on top of a building, but it's kind of just stupid that you have to start all the way from the bottom. Like, just have the match like it's supposed to be. I don't like the concept of it. I like it normally how it is.
So being it your favorite event of the year, are you gonna still watch though?
Yeah, I have to.
Swag, what's going on with you? Money in the Bank? Are you gonna be stuck at the in-laws tomorrow too? Fill us in. What's going on?
I'm gonna be watching Money in the Bank, and I agree with the concept is kind of not weird, but definitely unique. You're starting in a building. I've never seen a match happen in a building. You got to work your way up, and then two going on at the same time as the women's Money in the Bank. So what if something happened to the men's that was really cool, but then you missed it because you saw something happen with the women's? That's kind of weird to me. Is going at the same time versus matches always like one match will happen, and then the next, and then the next, and then the main event. So yeah,
I can see him doing
I
the
want to
split
see how
screen.
it goes too.
I bet you they do the split screen.
Split screen.
I can almost guarantee you're going to have one match on one side, one match on the other. I guarantee it.
Very possible. Yeah.
Brother Bob, do you watch the pay-per-views in general? Because I don't even think we've actually talked WWE with Brother Bob.
No, I used to, but when you take the main reactionary force out of the equation, it really doesn't carry the same weight. Like everybody else has echoed. But I'm definitely curious about this match in Stamford, the corporate at the corporate tower. I've been there, and that building's not small.
No, it's not.
I'm just curious. I mean, I'll probably watch. This will be the first WWE pay-per-view I've probably watched in a year.
Do you have the network, or did you steal Donovan's password and username?
I would do that to the future, man. What kind of shit heel you take me for? No, but I have the network. I'll probably watch it. I watch a lot of archive stuff, being the old school Mark that I am. Because I'm a huge Stone Cold fan. So every chance I get to relive that pop, I will.
Hey,
but I'll check it out.
I know I have one person that I need to go to on this subject, but imagine if we were to do like a random ass fan roundtable, Money in the Bank edition, while Money in the Bank was actually going on and we were just all fucking around on Skype. That might be some fun. I don't know. A little devil's lettuce, a little sippy sippy. Look at Donovan. Look at Donovan's face. That says it all.
I'm interested in that. I just can't do the devil's lettuce or the sippy sip. I'll do it.
We'll call it pandemic.
But that's just my brain thinking right now. Friend Erick.
Because my phone always seems to disconnect at the wrong time.
Friend Erick, what's your thoughts on Money in the Bank? Are you going to be watching?
I'm gonna watch. I'm interested to see where it's going. As much as I agree with Jimmy Meaz that it's a huge disconnect with no fans. I'm loving that they're giving us something. You put out a post the other day that there's fantasy MMA right now. Well, all sports are fantasy except for wrestling right now. Let me repeat that. Wrestling is the only real sport right now. Everything else is fantasy, dude. We're the only ones getting any content. So, yeah, I'm gonna watch. See where they go with this. It's different. It's they're evolving with something. So,
could you imagine the men and women? Do you think they're gonna actually intertwine with each other, or you think it's gonna be split out in the building?
Who knows? They haven't really truly defined exactly what they're going to do, other than that they're going to be held at the same time. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of editing. How live was it really going to be? But
a lot of it was already pre-recorded.
So I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
I'm wondering if they're going to end up in Vince's office.
With Vince in there.
That would be fantastic. Get out!
Oh, that's good shit.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's good shit right
That's
there.
good shit.
That's great shit.
That's good shit.
Oh, man. Hey, you guys have been fantastic today, man. This was a really fun episode today. I got to be a lazy bum in my robe. I smoked cigarettes. I didn't give a rat's ass. This was a fun episode. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us, man. That was really fun, man. Especially, we had a guest. We had a guest as a fan. Not a special guest, but as a fan today, Mr. Matt DeCourt. That was very cool. And then we got the surprise guest we swung in from left field, Jimmy Meaz. I knew that was going to screw you guys up. That made Andrew smile from ear to ear like I brought in Dan the Man. Holy cow.
He took his mask off.
So, I really want to thank you guys. We've had an awesome time. I did want to get that Money in the Bank thing in because I'm kind of looking forward to it myself. I'm very curious on the concept, what they're going to do, how it's going to look, what's going on with the men and the women. Are they going to intermingle? I would actually like to see some of that because they have done so much intergender wrestling. Why not throw that in the mix a little bit? You're going from the ground to the roof. I mean, what the hell? Give us a little mix-up. That's not even a mix-up enough. So I want to thank each person before we skedaddle and continue our blistery. It's cold as fuck out there. I'm not going outside today. I'm staying inside in my robe. I don't give a shit. Little devil's lettuce never hurt nobody. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna Donovan. No. With that being said, I want to give big thanks to the future Donovan for joining us today. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. Friend Erick, always love having you on the show. Thank you so much. We just lost Jimmy Meaz. I didn't even get to thank the son of a bitch. I didn't even get to thank Andrew. He bailed too. What the hell? I didn't even get to thank him. Whatever. I want to thank, the prof. I didn't even get to talk to the prof about Money in the Bank. Let's talk. Do you want to throw your bid in for Money in the Bank? I'm sorry. There was so many faces and so many people. I spaced on the prof. I'm so sorry.
That's quite all right. It's going to be a weird match. I'm still going to watch the event, but I'm not really looking forward to that. From what I understand, it's already pre-taped, the entire match. It's just going to be – I have a feeling that's going to be one of the most ridiculous moments in WWE history, and there's a lot of ridiculous moments. So, so that just might be right up there with everything. So, but I'll still watch it. It could be better than I'm giving it credit for beforehand. So –
absolutely, because we just don't know what the hell to expect out of that whole production from beginning to end.
Right.
I think what probably happened, the in-laws got a hold of Andrew, and the police got a hold of Jimmy Meaz. I could. Oh, wait, what do we got? Oh,
You got
wait.
Jimmy.
Oh,
Got
the
off the
police
hook.
didn't get
Oh.
you.
No, sorry about that. My work call that I got booted off. I apologize.
Oh no, that's okay. We were just talking Money in the Bank with the prof because I almost forgot him because I'm a Stu Nod. Dude, you guys have been awesome today, and I'm glad the cops didn't get you, man. I really thought the in-laws got Andrew and the cops got you, so I'm grateful for that. We still don't know what happened to Andrew though. Who knows? I'm gonna reach out and see if he's okay. The prof, Rick Del Santo, thank you so much for spending the time with us on this Saturday afternoon. I appreciate it, my
Thank
friend.
you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Brother Bob, coming in, hanging out, talking wrestling and stuff. I always appreciate seeing you, brother. And I can't wait till we see you at a Battlefront show because it's been forever, my man.
July, hopefully in July. They rescheduled for July, so.
Mhm.
And don't forget to wish Dan Gore a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Done.
big happy birthday to Dan Gore. Somebody said, Don, what's up? Did I miss something?
No, never mind.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. A big birthday shout out to Dan Gore. I did reach out on the face page, but let's give a nice shout out to Dan Gore right here on Stirring the Pot.
Yes.
He's like Jimmy Meaz. What do you think? He's like about 74, 63, 72?
I can't say anything because me and Dan Gore are the same age.
Oh, shit. Oh. So you're Ozzy's age, about 137. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
I feel like it when I roll out of bed every morning.
Matt DeCourt, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, sir, for spending the time, taking your time out of your day for hanging us with the freak show, if you will.
Hey, thank you guys. It was a pleasure. It was a ton of fun, and definitely helping pass the time in a fun way during this quarantine thing. So appreciate it.
Oh,
Always
thank
great
you.
to see Matt DeCourt.
Yeah, man.
Likewise.
Wasn't that a cool surprise there, Rick Del Santo, to see Matt DeCourt hanging out with us?
Absolutely. It's been forever, man.
Yeah, no, man. I can't wait to get back at it, man. I've been thinking about it every day. So
Same. Yep.
Him as a fan.
Last but not least, my man Jimmy Meaz, thank you for being the surprise guest and swooping in and having some fun with us and hanging out through the whole show. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys having me. I had a good time. Anytime you need me, give me a call. I'm here.
Yeah. Because I do bring in surprise guests that need a little talking to. So if I do need one of those, maybe a little bouncer, if you will, I might bring you in if that's okay.
Hey, I work cheap, buddy.
Oh, cool, because that's my rate too. That's how I like paying, is cheap. With that said, you guys have been awesome today. We had a lot of fun. We talked some cool shit, and I can't wait till the next fan roundtable. Nobody said what we should call this because I need a little help. Does anybody have any ideas what we should call the episode today at all? Anything?
Rehab.
That's good shit.
Don Kincaid Rehab.
that one got my vote.
I didn't see that coming. How about you, friend Eric? You see that coming at all?
I almost lost my drink.
Well, this is Stirring the Pot with Doc Kincaid and my very special guests, the future Donovan, friend Erick, Matt DeCourt, ring announcer extraordinaire, brother Bob, the professor Rick Del Santo, and Andrew. We call him Swag, but I think we're going to call him Kidnap now because the in-laws got him. And
His phone died.
yeah. Oh, that's okay. I'd rather think that the in-laws kidnapped him and tied him up somewhere in a corner. And our very special guest, our surprise guest, Jimmy Meaz. Thank everything. I thank all of you for coming in and hanging out on Stirring the Pot, my friends.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Hey, Ma, it's a camel lady.
Oh, jeez.
I had to say hello.
Hey,
Hi, Kimberly.
we're not going to hit stop recording. Camera lady, do you know Mr. Jimmy Meaz? He's our special guest and a ring announcer extraordinaire, Matt DeCourt. Do you know either of these two gentlemen?
Do I? No.
She's like, do I?
Donovan, do I? No. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Didn't I show Donovan's hair, by the way?
that
I'm never gonna live that down.
Oh,
that's a perfect way to hit stop record. That's